Hello my friends. Today I'm going to be doing a demonstration of a couple of Grabie products. Grabie is an online art supply store and I'm going to be using their colored pencils and acrylic markers. You could save 15% off any of their products by using my coupon code, which is listed down below, on their already reasonably priced products, so you may find that helpful. Today I'm working on a paper called Art Spectrum's Color Fix, and it's got a little bit of, well, it's got quite a bit of fine sandpaper-like texture, which allows you to layer probably 20 layers of color on here, which is a nice feature when you're working with colored pencils, because it's much like painting with shading and layering and blending. And so I like it a lot, but my very favorite is pastel matte, but I didn't have any dark currently, and I like the way the colors pop on this darker background. So let's get to it. My plan is to paint a couple of petals, a center, maybe some leaves with the colored pencil. Oh, and I thought maybe a water drop. And then I will have some fun embellishing and jazzing it up with some of the acrylic markers. It's going to be a very whimsical piece, and I won't be able to complete the whole thing on film, but afterwards I will complete it and do a giveaway in a week's time. If you just, I prefer if you're subscribed to my channel and leave a comment down below. I'll do a random draw in a week and send it to somebody. So let's get to it. And let me zoom in so you can more easily see what I'm doing. Okay, that's pretty much the whole thing. All right, and here we go. With colored pencils, generally you work from light to dark. But as I said, you can add many layers to this, so you can kind of go back and forth. But I'm going to start with this light pink. And one thing I really like about these pencils is that they're triangular in shape, which makes them very comfortable to hold. I'm not seeing that in any other pencil brand, and I have a lot of them. So I'm kind of filling this in with large ovals. I'm not pressing hard, I'm using a very light touch. And we'll do two at a time. You have to be patient with colored pencils. If you want it to look like more than, you know, a child's drawing, you have to be patient. I'm moving to a peach color. The only thing about these pencils is that they don't have names. So you just have to be adventurous and creative and pick your colors by sight. And I don't mind doing that. There is room on here. It says name. You could number them. You could make a swatch and number them. And then if you look at your, your swatch of paper with all the colors on it, you can say, I want that one. That's number blankety blank. And that's just a thought, but it's probably not anything I will do. All right, then I'm going to go to the, let's go with the purple. Shade this part. I'm still using a light touch, but you can see how it's starting to fill in the little valleys in the paper. This is just a fantasy flower, so any colors will work. I don't have to try to be realistic about it, because when I add the acrylic markers, I'm really going to go crazy with it, so it won't be anything realistic looking. It'll just be a whimsical piece. And you want to keep your pencils sharp, so just keep rotating it while you're using it to kind of self-sharpens on this paper, and as you go. Let's go a little deeper here. Oh, that may be the same color. This is where it would be handy to know. Well, I know this is darker. Let's do this one. And I'm going to say this petal is underneath this one, so I'm going to deepen this side of it, where it would be a bit of a shadow from this petal. Maybe this one's under that one. And then I would, to help the illusion, I would lighten this upper petal here. That helps lift it off of the petal underneath. And let's go ahead and lighten this a little bit. Let's even add some blue. I think I added a little bit of blue in there. I thought that was kind of fun. Just plain. This is so fun to use a neat medium after acrylic pouring is such a messy process. It's really nice to use something that you could take anywhere, and I'm even using a little black to deepen that shading. That you could take anywhere, and the cleanup is minimal. Some of this yellow. So you can see what I mean. I mean, it takes a while. It's not immediate. But that's what's fun about it. By adding something, all of a sudden it changes up on you. See how I blended the yellow over that orange, or the pink, and it made kind of an orangey color. Let's strengthen that a little bit. And I'm about ready to move on. I could keep going and going and going, but I won't keep you this long. Now, one final thing, I'm going to take the white and, or maybe I'll take a, not white, but a very light yellow, and kind of blend all those together. It's a little early to be doing what I'm doing. This is called burnishing, when you kind of blend the colors together with a lighter color. There's another product you can use by Gamsol, by Gamblin, it's called Gamsol, and that will kind of melt. These are wax-based, I think. Doesn't say, but they feel like it. It will kind of melt the binders and blend your colors together, but you have to have a lot of layers on there before you use that. So, all right, let's call that good for now. And let's do a little some leaves. I'm just going to start with a very light base coat of a fairly light color. There's another half dozen greens I could choose from, but I'm trying to keep it simple, so I just pulled out a few of them. Maybe a bit of yellow for the tips. And let's do a stem real quick. I'm going to use a medium. I should have done this one first. I wonder if, is that in the camera view? I should have done this one first before I did that stem. Whatever's behind is what you want to do first. But I wasn't thinking. So that's the medium, and then I will take a dark and kind of go over that one side very carefully and kind of shade the one side. This will be giving it some dimension. And then I'll take the yellow, and on the other side, I will carefully highlight. All right, that's going to be a bud, some other flowers. Let's move on. Let's do a water drop. Oh no, let me do the center of that one there. So I'm going to start with I think I'll use this yellow and just make a circular center. I brought my petals in a little far, so it's a little challenging, but I'm going to have some fun with the acrylic markers on this. All right, then I'm going to shade it with a little bit of orange. I'm going to highlight it with some light yellow. This isn't, should sharpen that one. Maybe a little white even. And maybe some kind of a burnt sienna. Further shade this. That worked. That's what it needed. I prefer this to be a little lighter yet. Like that. Well, I'll be able to play with that with the markers. Hopefully you can see. And this was a better example. I should have done it first and then added the petals. I've got the dark shading there, medium, light. So this one looks more rounded. All right, let's put a water drop on there, shall we? So I have done a whole video on how to paint water drops in acrylics. The same applies with colored pencil. Please do not outline your water drops with black. The water drops they're clear, and the shadows created are just a darker shade of whatever the water drop is laying on. So in this case, I've got all sorts of colors. I'm going to go with the purple. So I'm going to take purple, and I'll make it, should I zoom in a little closer for you? Maybe so. Just remind me to zoom out after this. I'm going to make a round. I'm just making the simplest water drop, a round one. There, and now I'm going to deepen the shadow. That's the drop. Underneath with a darker shade. Not just a line, but do you see I'm making little tiny circular motions to kind of feather it out. So that's the shadow of the drop. Now inside the drop, opposite the shadow, you can shade lightly with that same color. Don't make it as sharp, or as dark rather, as the shadow. You could even deepen that more, but I think it's okay. And then opposite that, right inside the shadow, you want a lighter color. So I'm going to take, I'll take the pink, and you want to give a little highlight there. then you might want to take white pencil and kind of blend those together. Leave the shadow alone, but blend inside the drop. All right, now the fun part. Take your acrylic pen or a bit of white paint if you don't have this, and you're just going to add a, you know what, I'm going to darken that this side a little bit more. Got a little light. You're going to add just a life light in the, what I just did there in that section there. Just a little dot. And suddenly you have a water droplet. You can add a lesser light over here. And let me bring you up. Voila, you have a realistic looking water drop. I think. Okay, and if you're interested, I'll link the video down below how you can see a whole lesson. I paint various water drops, different colors, different shapes. And now let me zoom out a little bit. And let's move on to the markers. Now, I've been playing with them, so these are, I don't know what the term would be, charged. They're ready to go. But let me find one that I haven't used yet. So if it's brand new, first thing you do is depress the tip to free it. Then you shake it 30 times. Then you need a piece of paper. I'll do it over here. And you're going to depress the tip several times until you see it fill up with paint. And this is paint in here. About 10 times is what it took. All right. Okay, now the fun begins. Not that that wasn't fun. I'm just going to kind of outline my leaves. These are fine tip. They also make a medium tip. And you don't just have to outline. You can do, you can fill in as well. Let's do something a little more noticeable on the maybe the petals of this leaf. I've got pink here. Keeping in mind the ones that are overlapping. Oh, I haven't used this, so when you haven't used it in a while, you got to shake it up. Test, yes. Let's just make little squiggles. Isn't that fun? I think it's fun. I can't hear you. Let's switch up the color. Let's do kind of some dots in here to brighten this center up a little bit. Let's try another color. Fun. Purple. let's just have some fun and do some little filler kind of things. Whatever you imagine, you know? You could make little, I love the fine tip on these things. Let's make that fuller, a little more interesting. Oh, cute. Sorry, just thinking. I like to give a little thought to what I'm doing. Kind of a little fern looking thing. And let me just fill one in. Of course, this is a dark background. But you can see, I mean, you don't have to just outline. You can use it to fill things in. You get the idea. Possibilities are just endless. Anyway, you can see how much fun it can be to combine colored pencil and markers. And you can use these markers, of course, on your acrylic pours and do this kind of thing. So I hope you'll give it a try. And again, use my coupon code if you want to save a little money. And if you're interested in me sending you this piece when it's done, just leave a comment down below, and by next Saturday, I don't know what the date is, a week from today, I will do a drawing and announce the winner on next Sunday, a week from tomorrow. Okay, my friends, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this, and I shall see you next time.